Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today there are a ton of Frost Death Knight reveals, like 4 different ones. We're gonna have 2 different reviews starting with this video today. We'll have another one later, but there are a ton of cards that are gonna basically utilize the Frost runes for Death Knights, and well, they look pretty freaking insane. Power creep is in full gear, I can tell you that much. And you know what's in full gear as well? Our giveaway we got going on. If you can win some of these cards, we're giving away 2 mega bundles out of my pocket, as well as 2 regular pre-orders. All you have to do is like and comment in the video in the description below. Subscribe to the channel for every 1,000 subs until all the cards are revealed. We'll be adding another mega bundle. We've already added 1, so keep hitting that sub button. Make me go broke. And I wanted to give you guys a little heads up. Alkali, the community manager, basically put this little timeline out that we should expect all Death Knight cards to be revealed on the 10th. So it's like in 2 days. We'll know every single Death Knight card, as well as all the neutral cards by the 11th and 12th. So like basically by the weekend. And they're doing this because there's gonna be like this streamer event where there's gonna be like, I think 12 streamers facing off against each other, playing different Death Knight decks. So that should be pretty cool. Don't think I'll be there, but at least I'll be watching. And yeah, let's get into the cards. So starting off, we're going to go with, these are all cards you can see up here that require a Frost rune or whatever it's called. I think it's a Frost rune. Yeah, so yeah, we have Repulsive Gargantuan, 4 mana, 3/6 undead minion, requires 1 rune, and yeah, enemy characters can't be healed. Screw you, Anduin, you can't heal. So, I mean, it's a tech against Anduin. It's a tech against, I think it would affect Lifesteal, because Lifesteal is healing, right? I think so. Reno Jackson shouldn't work. I'm not exactly sure how that, I mean, that says restore health. That should be healing. So any healing effect will be effectively nullified. It's a weird tech card. These type of cards rarely, and I mean rarely ever see play. And I mean, it'll be an interesting tech situation depending on what the meta's like. And again, it's not like a permanent effect. It's only active while it's alive. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 standard wild. Yeah, I don't know. These type of cards just rarely see play, and it's only good if, you know, typically your opponent's gonna be healing on their turn, so they could probably remove it, and I just don't see it seeing play, but it's kind of nice to have something to, you know, screw Priest over. We have the Rime Sculptor, a 5 mana 3/3 undead, so, you know, pretty bad stats. However, it has a Battle Cry, summon 2 2/1 Rime Elementals with Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. So you're getting 3/3 plus what, 4/2 in stats, so that's a 7/5. That's decent stats. You get a Death Rattle. This is what the Rime Elemental looks like. It's an elemental. Who would have guessed? But yeah, it can go face. The 2 damage can hit a minion, can go face. It's like Volatile Skeleton, basically, right? Pretty much the exact same deal. And you're pumping your corpses too, right? Like this can, do you want corpses going on? This can help that. This is like 3-in-1. So overall, it seems like a decent card. I have no idea what it'll go into, you know, but this is a good like curve out play, get fight for board, all that. Probably doesn't see a lot of play, honestly. These type of cards, like maybe, you know, like you compare it to like a Jandis Barov or the Shadow card for Warlock that, you know, you get the Shadow spells that recast. Just doesn't feel like super impactful. So I'm going to give it a 2 as well, but definitely maybe depending on some support, I could be totally wrong on that. We have the Bone Breaker. Man, Paladin getting power crept. I made a tweet about that. There's a 1 mana 2/2 weapon for Paladin that would deal 5 damage to yourself. I mean, there was like self-healing stuff, but still terrible. Anyways, Bone Breaker, 1 mana 2/2 weapon. Again, all these need Frost rune. And after your hero attacks a minion, so it's got to attack a minion, you deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. So the 2 damage is basically always going to go face as long as you hit a minion. Good early control. 1 mana 2/2 weapons have seen some play. Mainly the rogue one that you just trade away for a mana cheat discount. You actually don't really care about the weapon that much, but pushes damage, fights for board. Seems all right to me. You can tutor it out with the 1 mana spell and play it for 0 mana if this is your only weapon. So yeah, I'll give this a 3. I think it's solid, not amazing, but you know, can definitely slot into certain decks. We have this card, just Consecration is crying. Again, Paladin just left in the dust here. Remorseless Winter, 4 mana frost spell. So again, you need that frost rune. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. So Consecration, with a bonus. You draw a card. So you have to have this, you know, deck building limitation to get that bonus, of course, but it's an AoE, draws a card. It's just decent. Although every minion these days is like premium statted, like a 2/3, a 3/4. This doesn't even kill that much these days, honestly. But you're cycling. It's a frost spell, which you could tutor with like the legendary that draws 2 frost spells and deals an AoE. Just a really good card. I'm gonna give this a 4 to 5 in standard, in wild. I mean, any frost deck I think just runs this. Again, AoE that also cycles is pretty rare. The only thing I can think of is like that 5 mana Fellfire spell for Warlock, and that dealt 2, I think, bare minimum, but it's 5 mana, and yeah, this is just cheaper, and you can do other things as it's a frost spell. I think it's pretty darn good. And we also have Ymir, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that one. Frostbreaker, 1 mana, 1/2. Battle Cry, gain +1 attack for each frost spell in your hand. So if you're holding 9 frost spells, this is a 1 mana 10/2 that dies to everything. Seems really bad. It's not an undead. There's not much going on with this. A 2 health minion with very high attack is going to die to almost everything, and just seems, yeah. I'm gonna give this a 1. I actually think this card is pretty darn bad. What is not bad, though, is Howling Blast. 3 mana frost spell, deal 3 damage to an enemy and freeze it. So this can freeze a enemy hero, minion, whatever. You actually can't hit your own stuff. So if you need to target your own stuff, there's the downside, you can't do that. However, you also deal 1 damage to all other enemies. This is like Swipe that freezes for 1 mana less and deals 1 less damage. This is an incredibly good card. Like, it's AoE, it's damage, it scales both sides with scale with spell damage, right? Like this will deal 4, that deals 2. And again, you only need to run 1 Frost Rune. This card is so freaking good. Swipe, also crying in the corner, although it doesn't deal 4, but still, it freezes it. I think this is a 5-star card. I mean, just like, you're going to play this card. It is just that good. The fact that it deals 1 to everything, and that goes face. If it's like you deal 3 to an enemy or enemy minion, that 1 goes face. Just what a great card. Yeah, 5 stars for sure. We also have Frost Strike, 2 mana frost spell, deal 3 damage to a minion. So this cannot go face. This requires, these cards I believe all require 2 frost relic or runes going forward. If that kills it, discover a frost rune card. So any card that requires a frost rune. So you're getting value, you're probably killing something, and 2 mana deal 3 is good. It's a frost spell itself. I mean, I see this being an inclusion in most frost decks because it's value removal. It just does everything you want to do. I'm going to give it a 4 to 5 in standard and wild. Again, for all these Deathlite cards, I'm giving them the same mark for each format because it's the power creep's going to be insane. This is going to be like Demon Hunter 2.0. You can tell like all these cards are like old cards but better, just like the Demon Hunter did. And well, let's go with that vein of well, not this one. This one is not quite the one. There's one I'm going to talk about in a second. But we have Harbinger of Winter, 2 mana 2/2, undead, death rattle, draw a frost spell. So it gets your corpses going. You cycle through and get some frost spells. I don't know if this is like that strong. Like you have the big build around of 2 frost runes or is it runes, relics, runes? It's runes. I don't know. This one seems kind of underwhelming. It's like Loot Hoarder, basically tutored with 1 extra health, undead. Might see some play. I'll give it a 3, but overall, compared to a lot of these other cards we're seeing, I just feel like, yeah, you're probably going to be playing other stuff because there is some really busted stuff. And well, we have another weapon, so you can tutor this out with that 1 mana spell, make it 1 mana cheaper. It is a 3 mana 2 attack weapon with 3 durability. After your hero attacks, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 1. So you're getting 3 mana cheat with this plus 6 damage. It's really good. And again, you're tutoring this out, playing this on turn 2. You can make the prior spell cost 1 mana. You can do lots of good stuff with this. Mana cheat always sees play, almost always, and weapons are typically good, especially when you have 3 durability on it and get some chip trades in. good value. I'm gonna give this, oh man, I kind of want to give it a 4. I think it's really solid, but I'm gonna go a more middling 3 to 5 as well. But again, all these cards just look so good, and just prepare yourself. You guys are about to get triggered here. Flamewaker is back for Death Knight, but cheaper. Yes, we have a 2 mana, 2/3 elemental. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to 2 random enemies. So it's guaranteed, I guess, to be split amongst 2 different enemies. So if there's only enemy, like there's only the face, I guess it only casts a 1 to the face, which is a significant deal, I guess, against like, for like OTK purposes. But this is like going with like the 0 mana refresh spell that's 0 mana deal 2, and then you can do other stuff and deal 2, and this can clear the board, deal a bunch of face damage. We know how good Flamemaker was. It was a big part of that was Sorcerer's Apprentice, and that got nerfed to 4, and you don't see Flamemaker really much anymore in Wild for that reason. But it's even cheaper, and this class has access to 0 mana frost spells and also a weapon that can discount spells further. Do I think it's batshit broken like Flamewaker Apprentice was? No, but it's really scary, and I'm getting Demon Hunter vibes all over again looking at these cards. They're old cards, but better, and they're old cards that were really good at one point, right? So I'm gonna give this a 4 to 5 in standard and wild, because like we know how crazy this effect can be, and we see it already. We know there's more coming, and we already see like some really good stuff. You do have to have, again, the 2 frost runes, relics, whatever, but still it's a bit scary. And then we have an epic weapon here, 4 mana 4/2. So every weapon we see, you gotta evaluate that it can be 1 mana cheaper. This is an epic battle cry. Spend up to 3 corpses, freeze that many enemy minions. So it's like a Frost Nova attached to a weapon. It can stall, and this is a lot of damage going face. Feels like this Frost archetype is going to be really toxic and really annoying. It's going to freeze your stuff and smash you in the face, whether it's spells or weapons or whatever. It's looking pretty old school freeze mage toxic. People are going to be frustrated, I feel like. But is this card good? Yeah, probably, because again, if you're playing any amount of minions and you can freeze up to 3 minions, that's really good. We saw that, you know, this is 0 mana spell that Mage has right now that once you hit 10 mana, it freezes 3 things. It's really powerful, and you can play this on curve and possibly get, you might only need like 1 or 2 of its effect or 2 procs to go off. Really good card, but I don't know, compared to the other stuff, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think all the Death Knight stuff seems really playable, outright broken at times. Like, it's crazy the power level they're pushing, and we've already seen this legendary that draws 2 spells and all that. I already rated it. It seems good. Yeah, so that's all the cards for now. There's gonna be 2 more sets of reveals over the next couple of hours, so tune in a couple hours. We got more cards to go over, but my god, guys, Death Knight, it's looking really, really strong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.